of speech is complex and multifaceted. It involves balancing the fundamental right to express oneself with the need to protect individuals and society from harm. Arguments for limiting freedom of speech, preventing harm, hate speech. Speech that incites violence or discrimination against particular groups can lead to real-world harm. Limiting hate speech aims to protect vulnerable populations from such harm. Incitement to violence. Speech that directly incites violence or lawless action can lead to immediate danger and should be restricted to maintain public order and safety. Protecting public order and national security. Terrorism and extremism. Speech that promotes terrorism or extremism can threaten national security. Censorship in these areas is often justified to prevent violence and maintain public safety. The misinformation and disinformation. False information, especially during crises, e.g., health pandemics, elections, can lead to widespread panic or disrupt democratic processes. Regulating such speech helps maintain public trust and safety. Safeguarding individual rights, defamation and libel. False statements that damage a person's reputation can have serious personal and professional consequences. Legal limits on defamation and libel protect individuals from such harm. Privacy. Speech that invades personal privacy can cause significant distress and harm. Restrictions are necessary to protect individuals' private lives. Arguments against limiting freedom of speech. Protecting democratic values. Essential for democracy. Freedom of speech is a cornerstone of democracy, allowing citizens to criticize the government, share ideas, and participate in the democratic process. Restrictions can undermine these fundamental democratic principles. Prevention of tyranny. Unrestricted speech acts as a check against government overreach and authoritarianism. Censorship can be used to silence dissent and maintain power, leading to potential tyranny. Promoting a marketplace of ideas. Truth discovery. Free speech allows for the exchange of ideas, including controversial or unpopular ones. This exchange is essential for discovering truth and advancing knowledge. Intellectual and cultural growth. Diverse opinions and debates contribute to intellectual and cultural development. Restrictions can stifle creativity and innovation. Subjectivity and abuse. Defining harm. What constitutes harmful speech is often subjective and can vary widely between cultures and individuals. This subjectivity makes it difficult to implement fair and consistent restrictions. Potential for abuse. Those in power may use censorship to silence opposition and critical voices. This potential for abuse can lead to the suppression of legitimate dissent and erosion of civil liberties. Finding a balance. The challenge lies in finding a balance between protecting society and maintaining fundamental freedoms. Some propose a framework where freedom of speech is protected, but with clear, narrowly defined exceptions. These exceptions should be clearly defined. Laws and regulations should precisely define what constitutes harmful speech to avoid arbitrary enforcement. Necessary and proportionate. Restrictions should be necessary to achieve a legitimate aim and proportionate to the harm they seek to prevent. Subject to oversight. There should be independent oversight and avenues for appeal to prevent abuse and ensure that restrictions are applied fairly and transparently. Conclusion. While freedom of speech is a fundamental right, it is not absolute. Reasonable limits may be necessary to protect individuals and society from harm. However, these limits must be carefully crafted to avoid infringing on the essential role of free expression in a democratic society. The ongoing debate requires a nuanced approach, recognizing both the value of free speech and the need to address its potential harms responsibly.
I will be uploading a YouTube short every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, plus a long-format video on different English language learning topics every Thursday. So stay tuned for more upcoming content.
If you have any feedback for me, positive or negative, please leave a comment.